Welcome to the Elite Business Academy podcast, the favourite show for business owners and entrepreneurs to get their weekly fix of motivation and knowledge. Discover powerful strategies on how to build a successful business and techniques to create a positive life. And now, here's your host, motivational speaker, business coach, and founder of the EBA, Craig Wilkinson.
Welcome to the Elite Business Academy podcast. My name's Craig Wilkinson, and I'm going to be taking you through this episode where I'm going to be sharing with you how to create compelling marketing content that delivers your results and generates your leads coming into your business. Are you investing time, effort, and money on creating content for your marketing, such as social media posts, Facebook Lives, and writing blog articles, only to find out that all that time, effort, and money has been wasted? Having worked with hundreds of Elite Business Academy members, I can see and understand the mistakes that they're making when they're creating their content, and I'm guessing that you're going to be making the exact same. So let me just identify what some of these are. Number one, you don't understand fully who your target market is. You're creating and posting the wrong content at the wrong times. The content that you're creating is not solving your potential customers and clients' pain points. You're not creating content that is SEO rich. In other words, you're not creating content that people are searching for. You're spending no time researching and planning and creating a content strategy, and you'll not be repurposing the content that you're actually using. Now, one of the things that we need to understand in today's modern age is that we are all marketeers. So before we can even get the tools out of the van, have the meeting with the customer and client, we've got to understand that we're responsible for bringing this business in. So one, we need to become marketeers, but it's never been more important that we're creating the right content that we're putting out there. So what is the purpose of creating compelling content in the first place? What is it designed to do? Well, number one, it's designed to establish yourself as the authority, the go-to person or company that they're going to go to. Number two, it's designed to showcase your products, services, and your business. Number three, it needs to trigger an emotion in somebody. We've got to emotionally connect with our target market and our audience. Number four, it's there to design trust and rapport and build relationships with people. And number five, the content has got to tell people how to take immediate action. In other words, they've consumed your content. What do you want them to do next? Now, as a business owner, it is your responsibility to make sure that your content is generating your leads and inquiries. Listen, if we don't have leads and inquiries coming into our business, we haven't got a business, full stop. So the first thing that we must do before we even start to dream of creating any type of content is identify who our target market really is. And the thing that I find working with hundreds of business owners is they don't know who the target market is. They've got an idea, they can give me certain demographics and a certain avatar, but they can't actually pinpoint precisely who they are. Now, the danger with this is if you're putting out content that you spent time and money on, and it's a scattergun approach to marketing, it's never going to hit the bullseye. The idea behind identifying your specific target market is when we put the content out there, it hits bullseye. It hits your target market every time, and we're speaking to them in a language that they understand. So the first thing I want to take you through are what are the 9 characteristics to identifying what your B2C target market is. And if you can follow me through these 9 characteristics and identify who these people are, I guarantee that when we put the marketing out there, it's going to start to attract your most profitable customers and clients. So here are the 9 characteristics that we need to understand for a B2C target market. Number 1, we need to identify their age. 2, their gender. 3, marital status. 4, how many children do they have? 5, their income. 6, their education. 7, the region or where they are based. 8, their hobbies. And 9, their values. If we can hit these absolutely nailed on, we're going to work out who these people are that we should be marketing to. Now, you might be B2B. So here's the 9 characteristics for the business-to-business target market. Number 1, you've got to identify the sectors, the industry sectors that they belong to. Number 2, their location. Whereabouts are they based? Are they local? Are they regional? Are they national? Are they international? Their turnover. Number 4, the number of employees that they have. Number 5, the contact job title of the person that you want to speak to. Number 6, their buying style. In other words, how do they buy from you? Number 7, how often do they purchase and buy from you? Number 8, their company values. And number 9, strategic partners. In other words, are there any non-competing businesses that are after the same target market as you? They're what we call strategic partners. So if we can identify those 9 characteristics in a B2B target market, you're going to hit the bullseye every single time. Now, when I talk about compelling content, I'm not just talking about the awareness posts or the posts that you're putting out there just to get engagement and just to get noticed and have the awareness of yourself and your business across things like social media channels. I'm not talking about the introduction videos that you're putting out there. What I'm talking about is the content that is going to establish the authority, showcase the products and services, trigger emotion, build the trust, build the rapport, and then get them to take action. That's the type of content that I'm talking about. So where do we start when we're going to pull this content together? Well, the first thing we have to understand is we are not selling a product or a service. Let me say that again. We're not selling a product or a service. And this is where most businesses make a mistake, because all they seem to do is promote and advertise the actual products or services that they provide. What I mean is, every single business provides a solution to their customers or their clients' problems. Let me say that again. You are providing a solution to your customers and clients' problems, which means everything that we talk about in our marketing has got to be talking about the problems or the pain points that your customers and clients incur. And what we need to do with that content is we need to scratch that itch. We really need to drill down on that problem, and we need to be telling them exactly what's going to happen and the consequences of them not solving their problem. What we then do is we then introduce our product, our service and our company as the solution to the problem. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm a joiner, carpenter and joiner by trade, as everybody knows, and I built, grew and sold a successful construction company. And one of the things that we did, what was profitable, is we did loft conversions. So whilst my competitors are out there talking about loft conversions and showing pictures of loft conversions on social media and on blog articles. I let them crack on and do that. What we spoke about was the problem that they had in the first place, which led them to having a loft conversion. And that problem was everybody had got a growing family. They loved the house, they loved the schools, they loved the areas, they got on great with the neighbours, they didn't need to move, but they needed more space. So what we used to talk about in our marketing is not a loft conversion. We used to talk about how creating versatile living spaces for you and your family and the benefits of having this additional extra space is going to make to your lives. Oh no, incidentally, we provide loft conversions as a business. So all of our marketing, we need to start looking at solving our customers' and clients' pain points instead of talking about the product and service we deliver. So what I want you to do is I just want you to grab a notepad and pen. I just want you to take you through a little formula that I've devised, and all of my content that I'm putting out there is taken through this formula, and it'll help you to create your content moving forward, whether that's a Facebook post, a video, a podcast, or even writing a blog. So what I want you to do is think about the hot problem. One of the problems, one of the challenges, one of the issues that you know your customers and clients have got, and I want you to write that down as a heading. Then once we've got the hot problem, I want you to think about 3 pain points or 3 smaller problems that the hot problem gives them. So 3 smaller pain points, then write them down. Then what I want you to do is write down what will happen if they do not take action. In other words, what's going to happen if they don't do anything about it and it's just going to get worse? What does that mean to them, their family, their business? Then at the end, I want you to write down, here is the solution. What is the product, the service that you're going to offer that solves that problem? So think about it. Number 1, we've got the hot problem. Number 2, we're going to break that down into 3 smaller little pain points. Number 3, we're going to scratch that itch and tell them what's going to happen if they don't take action. Then number 4, we're going to hit them with, listen, we can help solve this by doing this, and give them a call to action. And if we follow that simple process when we're creating our content moving forward, we know that we're speaking to the right target market because we've identified them, we're hitting them with the pain points, we're telling them what's going to happen if they don't solve it, and then hey presto, our company is the solution to that problem. So what I'm going to ask you to do now, even if you've got to stop this podcast, is I'm going to ask you to write down your first piece of compelling content in that order and in that structure. So welcome back, and hopefully you've written down your first piece of compelling content. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we must start to research and plan the content that we're actually putting out there. And the challenge for most people is they see other business owners or other creators that are putting all this content out there, and all of a sudden we jump on the bandwagon. So because people are using Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, we automatically think that we've got to go and set up all them platforms and we've got to be using it. Because we see people doing live videos, we just randomly start doing live videos. There's no planning, there's no strategy, and there's no structure to it. Now, we can't expect our target market to buy in and start listening and building relationships up with us if we're just banging random content out there that nobody's searching for. We've got to be clever and we've got to be savvy. So what we need to be doing when we're thinking about creating the content, we need to be creating content that is SEO, search engine optimization rich. In other words, when people are searching on Google or maybe YouTube for a company like you that's going to solve their problem, we've got to work out what keywords they are using to search for that bit of content that's going to solve that problem or pain point. And the easiest way to do this is by going back to your hot problem and looking at the title, and then taking that title or whatever you've written down and starting to type that into the Google standard search bar. So if you go to google.com, start typing into their search bar your hot problem, and what it's going to do, Google will then automatically drop down a list as you're typing of all the popular keywords and phrases that people are searching for based on the words that you've put in to that search bar. Likewise, I would also do this on YouTube, because Google owns YouTube, and as we know, YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. So what I do is I start to do a bit of planning and a bit of research based on the keywords on Google and on YouTube. What you can also do is, if you've got a Google AdWords account set up, you can use their keyword planning tool, whereby you type in the words that you think people are searching for, and then the Google keyword planning tool will actually give you all the search results based on those keywords. Now, this is vitally important, because if we want to create content that people are searching for, we must include the keywords in the following areas of our content. So I want you to write down these next areas on where we're going to use the keywords. So, from an SEO point of view, the keywords of that hot problem need to go into the title of the content. So the title could be the title of a blog article, it could be the title of your YouTube video before you upload it. So number one, we're going to put the keywords into the title. Number two, we must get the keywords into any subtitles or subheadings. So again, if you think of a blog article, you might have the title of the blog, and within the body and the content of that blog article, there will be subheadings or subtitles. We need to get the keywords in there. The keywords need to go in the description or the body of the content. So let's think of a social media post. Whatever the keywords people are searching for, we need to get them into the body of that post. Or likewise, if we are uploading, a YouTube video or a podcast to Podbean or to a server like that, we need to make sure that in the description of that video or that podcast are the keywords. We also need to get the keywords into our videos. So if we're on video and we're talking about a particular hot problem, we must get the keywords into the video, because things like YouTube and Google and all these algorithms are really clever. They can actually read exactly the words we're saying in a video. Likewise, if we're adding captions to a video, we need to make sure that we've got the keywords in the captions. And the final one are tags. So if you upload a blog article to your WordPress website, you have an opportunity to add tags in to that blog article. Likewise, if you're uploading a YouTube video, you get an opportunity to add tags to the YouTube video. We need to make sure that we're getting the keywords into these areas so that people then can start to find our content through SEO purposes. Now, as you can start to hear, creating engaging content does take time, which means to make our life easier, rather than just winging it and just doing things on the fly, we need to create a content marketing plan. And this is going to be a plan of how we lay out our content using things like the title, what we're going to call each piece of content, What are the details or the description that we're going to put into this content? Keywords, any links or offers or backlinks that we're going to put into the content. It all needs planning out. We can't just wing it. So what I want you to think about is how can you create a content plan, a content marketing plan where we list everything out and you end up with loads, maybe 10, 20 pieces of content, but we identify everything that goes into that content up front. Now, some people create a very simple spreadsheet and start to list out all their content. But what I'm going to suggest that you do is head over to HubSpot.com, and I'll leave the link in the description of this podcast, but HubSpot.com. And when you go to HubSpot, it's got to be one of the best resources for free information, templates, worksheets, downloads for anything to do with marketing. And in HubSpot.com, you can actually download a template which is a content marketing plan template. And therefore, you can start to create and build out your plan in advance, so no longer are we winging our content. Now, in today's modern digital age, there are tons of different ways and loads of different amounts of content that we can create. And do you know what? Sometimes we can get overwhelmed. We're keeping up with the Joneses. We're watching what everybody else does. We're listening to podcasts ourselves and YouTube videos, and we're learning all this new knowledge and information. But it can become overpowering, overbearing. So what I want to do is I want to make it easy for you, and I want to give you 5 pieces of content that I'm creating on a weekly basis that's working for me. Listen, this content has brought me in over £1 million worth of business just from social media alone. It's working for me, it's working for my EBA members, and no doubt it'll work for you. So these are the 5 pieces of content that I want you to start to focus on and to create. Number 1, we've got to start creating compelling content for social media. Now, I know everybody's using it and I know you're doing it now, but you're probably not doing it in the way in which I've just shared with you. So number 1, we must be using social media platforms to share our content. Number 2, we've got to be creating rich, valuable, knowledgeable content that sits on our website. We've got to be updating our website ideally on a weekly basis with fresh content so that Google spiders and algorithms and everything that Google does can see our website is a popular website and it's getting fresh content added to it on a weekly basis. Number 3, you must create a vlog. Not necessarily a blog, but a vlog. And people say to me, Craig, what on earth is a vlog? Well, it's very simple. It's a video that you shoot that sits on your website, on a page on your website. Then what you do with the video, you extract the audio off it, either word for word, or you write up some content that describes what's happening in the video. And the write-up of the content goes on the same page on your website as the video. So basically a vlog is a video blog. Now the reason why these are powerful is because, as we know, YouTube is owned by Google, and if you've got YouTube videos sat on your website that YouTube and Google can read, that's a tick in the right box. But also, if you've got the written content underneath it, that's another tick in the SEO box. So we need to be creating vlogs. Number 4, we must start creating the exact same thing as you are now listening to today. We've got to start creating podcasts. Podcasts are now being consumed. Podcasts are growing massively, and people are now wanting the knowledge to solve their problems, and they're consuming content at a time that now suits them. You know, lots of my EBA members, I get them into consuming content and leveraging their time whilst they're driving by listening to audiobooks and podcasts. You need to do the same. But if we know that people out there are listening to Audible and audiobooks and podcasts, and we know this, and you might listen to them yourself, is it not a crime for you not to have your podcasts out there so that your target market can start to listen to you? You become the authority, you build up that trust and rapport, and you generate leads. Number 5, we must start to shoot videos. And for me, videos are the single most powerful piece of content known to mankind right now. We've got to start shooting more videos, whether these are social media videos, whether they're vlog videos, whether they're YouTube videos. But if we're not creating video content, we are getting left miles behind. Remember, creating engaging, compelling content takes time. So how can we leverage our valuable time to create more content? And the answer to that question is by what we call repurposing our content. So let me give you an example of what I mean by repurposing content. Let's go back a step and take on board what I've just said about videos. And again, I strongly believe that videos are the most powerful form of marketing content. So let's take that as the example. Here's how we repurpose a video to create seven pieces of content just from one video. Let me talk you through this. The first piece of content that we create itself, number 1, is the video itself. So by creating a video, we've got one piece of content. Number 2, that video can then be embedded on our website. And we've already said that we need to be creating weekly website content and keeping our websites up to date. So that video can sit on our website, which creates the second piece of content. The third piece of content is the vlog. Exactly what I've just been talking about creating a vlog article. We've got the video, so let's create a vlog. Number 4, we can extract the audio from that vlog and create a blog article. So now we've got 4 pieces of content. Number 5, we need a YouTube channel, and we've got to make sure that we're updating our YouTube channel with compelling videos. So now, number 5, we've now got some content that we can upload to our YouTube channel. Number 6, we've got social media content, because that video can be shared on social media. Or if it's a long video, the video can be broken down into a series of maybe 3 or 4 videos that form the whole episode. So we've got social media content. And the 7th piece of content is we can create a podcast from our video. Let me explain what I mean by creating a podcast from the video. Once we've got our video file, which is an MP4 file, if you were to drop that video into some editing software like ScreenFlow or iMovie or Final Cut Pro, you'll see when you drop the video onto the timeline that you get two time tracks, 2 lines. You get the actual video footage, the film itself, but also underneath, usually highlighted in green wavelengths, you get the audio file. Now think about this. If we were to delete the film, the video itself, and it was just to leave the audio file on our editing software, we can then export that audio file as an MP3 file. And that MP3 file is a podcast. It's an audio file. And then all we need to do is upload the MP3 into something like podbean.com repurpose.com. And again, I'll put a link to that in the description below. But if you upload your audio file onto podbean.com, the exact same server as I use, you're probably listening to this podcast on Podbean. You've then got a podcast. So can you see how you can get 7 pieces of content from one video? So that means you're repurposing your content and you're saving yourself so much time in doing so. So here are just a few more important areas to consider when creating and sharing our content. Number 1, we need to work out and understand the best times to post our content when our target market is online in their highest concentration. There is no point in you saying, I've got 5 minutes this morning, I'll just bang out a post because I've got 5 minutes, when you know that your target market is not going to be online until later that evening. So number 1, work out the best times on when to post this compelling content. Number 2, you must engage and respond to any comments that are left. And I'm not just talking about comments on social media platforms, I'm talking about comments that people might leave on your YouTube video or on your vlog article, because the whole part of this content is to build up relationships and rapport with people. Well, if they're going to engage in conversation with us, that's an ideal opportunity for us to go back and start to build up rapport. But I'm staggered about the amount of content that I see out there, and people have asked a question. Your target market's asked the right question, but you don't go back and you don't comment on it, so you're not building rapport. We need to make sure that we're responding to comments. Number 3, follow up on the people that actually show interest by following one of your call to actions. So if one of your call to actions at the end of your content is to download an ebook and somebody downloads that ebook, don't just leave them there hanging. Make sure that you follow up, because that becomes a warm lead. They're downloading the ebook for a reason, and that is usually to solve their problem. So follow up on anybody that takes action. Number 4, you've got to start thinking of protecting your content so people don't nick it, they don't rip it off and take it. Now you can do this by using watermarks and things like that on videos and images, but I'd seriously consider becoming a registered trademark. So you can register trademark your own company, and therefore all the content is protected. You need to protect this valuable asset that you're creating. Number 5, use or think about or consider using scheduling tools to send out the content at the right times to the right platforms when your target market are online. Because as we know, creating all this content's great, but we need to share it. It needs sharing on all your social media platforms. It needs sharing on Podbean. It needs sharing on YouTube. It needs sharing on your website. Well, there are tools out there that allow you to schedule this content to be sent out on a time and a date that you choose. So here are 3 scheduling tools that I would recommend that either I've used myself or I know of other creators that are using these. And again, I'll link these 3 in the description below. So number 1 is sproutsocial.com. Sprout Social. Number 2 is buffer.com. Buffer.com. And number 3 is Hootsuite.com. That's Hootsuite.com. So if you go and check them out, they've got free versions and then they've got paid versions. But even if you subscribe to their paid version and it costs you £20, £30 or dollars a month, think of the time it's going to save you in letting them tools schedule out that content, and you know that the content is going out on a regular basis. So there you have it. That is my strategy on creating compelling marketing content that is actually going to generate your results and leads coming into your business. Now, it is your responsibility to make sure this happens, and I really want you to give some consideration and thought of you becoming a content creator, because as a business owner, it's your responsibility to bring those leads in. Now, this is working for me, it's working for all my inner circle members, elite circle members, my academy circle members. It works. There is no reason why it can't work for you. And what I say at the end of every single one of my events and all my coaching sessions is, you've got to take massive action. Massive action equals massive results. What I'm asking you to do now, it's not going to cost you £10,000 or dollars. It's not going to take you months and months of your time. It's just going to take you a little bit of time and a little bit of investment to get it right. But then once you've got it right, you'll start to reap the rewards. Have you considered becoming an Elite Business Academy members? Listen, we've got business owners and members literally all over the globe that access our online membership site every single week, because each week that website is being updated with fresh content, courses, videos, worksheets, plans, templates that you can download to improve and grow your business. And finally, if you've not already joined our Facebook group and community, I'd encourage you to get involved by heading over to www.facebook.com/groups/Elite Business Academy. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode, and I'll see you over on the next one. Thank you for listening to my podcast episode. If you're new to our channel, could I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. Below this video, I've put together a playlist of all the other episodes in our podcast show. And one last thing, if I can ask you to turn on the bell to notify you of future episodes.